Chelsea Football Club are in the best place they have been for nearly 2 years. They've won 4 league games in a row, and the likelihood is they're going to finish the season with 5. However, Mauricio Pochettino is still not happy. Mauricio Pochettino is still ranting in press conferences and is basically saying, you're twisting my words and I don't know how to answer stuff and this isn't my team. Yes, I'm going to explain those quotes and how hilarious it is that the media have broken him down to the point where he literally avoids questions now. He makes up questions in his own head and he's rebuttaling everything with anger and venom. Then we have got a brief from the club basically saying that Mauricio Pochettino is going to keep his job, and Pochettino has quotes that basically highlight he's keeping his job, and then he's got Gusto and Palmer coming out with glowing references. The guy's keeping his job, and I'll explain to you why these reasons are that he's keeping his job. This is a message basically coming from the club. And then the final story that we need to talk about, the story that everybody has been interested in, Michael Olise. What do Chelsea do? Because for me, Michael Olise at this moment in time is a decision Chelsea have to make rigorous. You either go and get him and he starts for us consistently, or you step back. We need to talk about it. What does this mean for Noni? What does this mean for Estadio? What does this mean for Kendry Pye? And we have to have a responsible discussion, because I think too many incorrect facts are being stated, not opinions. People are saying stuff as if it's a fact when it's just not true. So I'm here to debunk a lot of these stuff and give you my perspective, and then we can have an educated discussion on the whole scenario. We've got an update also on Wesley Fana and when he's expected to be back. So it is a jam-packed video. I'm still on holiday, as you can see. This isn't my normal studio, but I am still intending on giving you the best content I can in the most professional manner, and all I ask from you is to do your due diligence as an avid watcher of the show. Just hit that like button. It's free of charge. You're going to be super nice. You're going to make my day. You're going to tell other people this is a great bloody video, and if you're enjoying what you see, broskies, hit the like button and subscribe. All right, let's get into it, bratuji. So Mauricio Pochettino in a press conference after the game had, well, let's just say one of two things to say. The man didn't have anything to drink as far as I know, so he was sober and he was absolutely just speaking from his heart. This is the epitome of I've had enough of all of you. Now that we're winning, I'm going to talk my shit. And that's exactly what it is from Pochettino. They asked him a simple question. Is this team starting to play in the style that you want? He said, this is not my team. This is Chelsea's team. First of all, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Because the reality is, it is your team, Mauricio. You've had it for a year now. This is a team that you have been coaching. This is a young squad that you've been molding. And take the credit when it's given to you. He said, no, this is Chelsea's team. And then he goes on to say, you know my style. You've seen me at Espanyol, Espanyol, Southampton, Spurs, PSG, and now. Does this team represent me, or is this the trajectory of where I'm about to get? I fully agree with him. This team does not resemble the team that he has built in the past. This is a different kind of team. He builds his team more on hard work and emphasis. This team, in my opinion, has more talent apart from the PSG team. Like, that PSG team had too much talent, not enough hard work. This is more of a balanced side, and I think this is what he needs to transition to, in my opinion. And the final one he said that just made me realize you're just being stubborn, and it's actually hilarious. He said, it's not important what I'm going to say, because whatever I say, you're going to twist my words. And for me, we're coming back to the point that I religiously state, and everyone gets annoyed when I say this. The brother struggles with the English language. It's his second language. So what does that mean? It means he forms sentences as if he's speaking Spanish and translates it into English when he says it. So sometimes what he's trying to say comes across in a different tone or a different formation that, if he said it in Spanish, makes like beautiful sense and people understand it. But he gets taken out of context and it does more well than good. Go and watch that clip. He basically is telling you, now you lot are giving me praise. Now you lot want to give me flowers. But before you didn't, and you were just waiting, and whatever I said, you're twisting my words, so I'm not going to speak to you. And that is what he's saying. For me, kind of respect it. I really do. Enough is enough. Speaking about Pochettino's future though, I think Pochettino's future is going to be at Chelsea Football Club for at least the next 12 months. Pochettino, there have been briefings from to Steinberg and Ben Jacobs, both are coming out. Like all the other managers that we've been linked with, the rumors have died. literally everything positive is coming out left, right, and center, meaning he's going to stay. And there have been like 5 things that have come out basically explaining, and I've collated it all into one place for you guys so you can actually just hear it and you don't have to run around reading all these different sources. But the number one thing is he's got the dressing room support, and it's public. You got Gusto coming out and saying next year we're going to be a good team with a coach. You've got Enzo coming out backing him. You've got Palmer coming out, and when your best player or your most productive player comes out in such rigorous form, broski, you're fine, right? You've got your dressing room, you've got the street, like they've got your back. And the reality is, if the players were asking for him to be sacked, he would have been gone. Because they're not going to replace 25 players again. Then they're going to replace the coach, especially when the coach is causing so much trouble. The next thing we need to talk about is he's got multiple boardroom members behind him. Whether it's Igbali, whether it's Todd, whether it's Feliciano, whether it's Winstanley, or whether it's Lawrence Stewart, we don't know. But the reality is, it needs to be a unanimous decision. They all need to agree that this guy's going, and most likely it has to be Igbali or Feliciano, the ones that have to be the ones pushing it, because I think they're the ones from Clear Lake, and they're the 60% majority holders. Like, it has to be that, and at this moment in time, it looks like he's got their backing. The other thing that's really positive is the Boxing Day. The results since Boxing Day have highlighted to the club that we're in 4th place, and Todd has been making this very public, whether it's at the Qatar Forum or whether it's at the LA Forum. He said, look, since Boxing Day, we have been the 4th best team. Since Boxing Day, we are happy with the direction we're going in. So we can't be reactionary, we can't be panicking, and more importantly, we can't just be jumping off course. We believe in the plan that we have. Whilst I disagree with the plan that they have with Pochettino, I love the fact that they believe in the plan that they have, because it tells me they're standing on 10 toes. This is our guy, we're going to defend him, and we are going to do in life, just in general. When you believe the plan that you have is the best course, do not deviate first attempt because certain men tell you you have to. Because in life, some people are just going to try and push you off your own lane, and you need to have your own backbone. You need to be strong, and you need to be disciplined to be able to say, nah, we're doing it my way. And the final things, the 2 things, is we've got to Wembley twice, and for the club, they view that as progress, and I'm not going to lie to you, that is impressive. A lot of managers, Ainge Postecoglou threw away the cup. Arteta throws away the cup. I don't want to throw away cups. I want to win stuff. Winning stuff means respecting the competitions. Pochettino did that. He gets an A star from me. Like, he gets an A star for respecting the cups. And the final one is the data. The data suggests we've got the 4th best attack in the league. We do. We score goals, and like in data and in actual performance, we're up there. We're either 4th or 5th in actual, we're 4th in data suggests. That's believable. Considering we've got Nicholas Jackson who's developing, Cole Palmer who's developing, Noni Madueke and Mudryk, we're smashing it. We're creating the most chances. Our problem is defensively, and we need to improve that because our defensive league is suggesting we're 9th best. However, I would also argue that a lot of that has to do with A, the structure that Pochettino didn't implement until now, and B, a lot of injuries. So maybe we just give Pochettino another year. Maybe that's what we do, because Tuchel's staying, Amorim's not coming. I don't want the Zerbi. I don't want a lot of other managers. So it looks like Broski's staying, and we need to accept it. Now we need to have some uncomfortable conversation, because the uncomfortable conversations are something that people struggle to have purely based on the fact that we build emotional attachments to players, and once we do that, we find it very difficult to say it's time to let go. And for me, as good as Noni Madueke and as good as Mikhailo Mudryk can be, I think at this moment in time, neither one of them is good enough to be untouchable at Chelsea Football Club. So if the right offer comes in, I'm selling both. However, I'm not going out of my way to try to sell either one, right? So if someone offers me a respectable loan of bid of 40 to 45 million pounds for Noni Madueke, I would sell, because I don't think Noni at this moment in time is better than Michael Olise. And Fabrizio Romano is saying Chelsea is still appreciating Olise and would consider making a bid for him and taking him out of the release clause of 60 million pounds. Now, this is where we need to talk about it. Olise now and in the future, is he expected to be better than Noni Madueke? For me, 100%, I don't even want to have this debate. I don't think there should be a debate. Like, it's blatantly obvious. They're both the same age, and look at the way they're performing, right? I just think Olise is a better footballer in general. Noni is a very good footballer, Olise is better. So what do you do if Chelsea offer 35 million pounds plus Noni Madueke to Crystal Palace. I think Palace should take it. I think they get a brilliant asset in Noni Madueke. It will just be a matter of persuading Noni to go, and I don't think it'll be too difficult, purely based on the fact that Noni will go and play regular football on a consistent basis, and I think he'd be happy staying in London. Palace is a good side. They've got a great manager. They're going. So that, it's not like we're sending him to a club that's going to be relegated. But the issue for me now is with people saying, what are you going to do with Mudrik's development and what are you going to do with Noni? Because you can't just give up on him. You can. You can. Like, we need to understand, this is Chelsea Football Club. We need to be winning stuff. Olise, in my opinion, helps us win stuff. Noni Madueke is a player that you develop to sell on, my personal opinion. Then there's this argument. You're signing Estaviu and you're signing Kendrick Pierce. What are you going to do at the end of next season when they arrive? Why are you worried about the end of next season? And for me, this is what Chelsea should do, and I don't know if they're going. At the end of next season, if all things have gone well, Chelsea should have Nkunku, Palmer, Estaviu, Kendrick, and one more player that's consistently contributing now. So whether it's an Olise, whether you go and get a Liao, whether Mudrik develops or whether Noni develops, there needs to be two players off the bench, Estaviu and Kendrick, who are 18 years old at the time. Remember how hard it's been with Caicedo, Colwell, Enzo. We're going through it with Jackson. These players are young. They need time to develop. They need time to make mistakes. Do what Madrid do. Madrid blooded in Vinny, Rodrigo, Tchouaméni, Camavinga slowly. You can't throw in Estaviu and Kendrick and expect them to perform from the outset in a new league. You're just asking for too much and you're setting these kids up to fail. There needs to be a steady pathway, and in the meantime, those other players, Nkunku, Sterling, Palmer, Jackson, they need to step up and push Chelsea forward. They need to be the first team players. And these kids need to be the youngsters off the bench, raring to go. It needs to mean something for them to snatch that shirt off them. I think we're losing that. And it's almost becoming like, oh, developmental project. No, it needs to mean something to have an opportunity to play for Chelsea. That's my personal opinion. The final update is on Fofana, and Pochettino has said he's hoping to have Fofana involved in pre-season, and in pre-season just to develop him and slowly ease him back into the team, and he's going to get minutes from there on. What are we doing at centre-back? And for me, this is one of the biggest problems we have, because what's happening is Chelsea Football Club at the moment look like they have a lot of centre-halves, but in reality, we don't, because Thiago Silva's going to go. Trevor Chalobah is most likely going to go because of FFP or PSR regulations, where we're going to have to sell some homegrown players to balance the books to spend more money. Then that leaves us with Disasi, Badiashile, Levi-Colwill. And then you can count in Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana might be one of the better ones out of the four we have. However, he's never available. So then what do you do? Do you trust that he's finally going to come back and be ready? Or does he break down a week after the transfer window closes and all of a sudden you're stuck with Colwell, Badiashile and Disasi for the rest of the season? And then God forbid something happens to one of them, the other two have to play every single game, and then you're promoting from within, and Alfie Gilchrist is going to be playing more minutes than ever, or he's on loan and you're going to have to promote some other youngster. Do Chelsea go and get a Diomande? Do Chelsea go and get Todibo? Do Chelsea go and secure another player that we've been religiously linked for? I don't know. Personally, we need to find out the status on Fofana and how the coaching staff think he's going to recover. I don't trust him. For me, this player is like Nkunku. Very good asset to have. However, I can't trust this player to stay fit. And if I can't trust him, I'm buying a replacement. I don't understand the signing of Disasi. Disasi may have played well for, like, in periods. He's not good enough for Chelsea. It's 45 million wasted, in my opinion. We're not going to recoup that, and he's just going to be a bench player. And whilst he's a bench player, he's decent, but I think the money could have been better invested, and another youngster could have got an opportunity rather than Disasi, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. Peace out, I'm out, have a lovely day.